We all know the famous quote from Charlie Munger. The first 100k is a but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on 100k. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit. But here is the thing. Even your first 10k can change your life forever. Let's start with a quick recap. Why does everyone keep talking about this magic barrier, your first 100k? And don't be fooled by the comments saying that was years ago. And with inflation, 100k isn't even that much today, blah blah blah. There is a lot more to the story than that. 100k is so important because that's when compounding really starts to show its power. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're able to invest 10k every year in a broad index fund or ETF. At a 7% annual return, it would take you around 7.84 years to reach your first 100k. And here is the crazy part. Once you hit that 100k, the average yearly return, around $7,000, is almost equal to what you're saving each year. That's when your money starts working as hard as you are. This means your saving rate becomes more and more unimportant. And that's what people mean when they say the snowball starts really rolling. Notice how I never mentioned inflation? That's because it doesn't matter. The math holds up just as well today as it did 40 years ago. Fast forward a few years, let's say you've got 400k invested. With a 7% return, that's about $28,000 a year in growth without lifting a finger. At that point, your little 10k in yearly savings, it barely moves the needle anymore. You could stop contributing altogether and the snowball would still keep rolling, growing to $1 million with barely any extra effort. That's the power of compounding. Once the snowball gets rolling, it doesn't stop. You're probably thinking, okay, I get it. $100,000 is the magic number. But didn't you say already 10k can change everything? Yes, and I mean it. Just hear me out. If you've got $10,000 invested, you're already ahead of most people. That might not seem obvious if you spend time watching finance YouTubers or scrolling through TikTok and Instagram. But the truth is, according to the data, the average 30 to 39-year-old is $26,000 in debt. So if you've managed to invest 10k while still paying off student loans or covering a medical bill, that's a huge accomplishment. Seriously, kudos to you. Now let's be real. Saving $10,000 a year isn't realistic for everyone. So yeah, 100k might feel like a far-off dream. But what if you just set aside $1,000 a year? That's less than $100 a month. Once you reach that first 10k invested, something cool happens. With average market returns of around 7 to 10%, your investment growth alone starts to match your yearly savings. How much faster do you think you can go from 10k to 20k now? That's compounding on a smaller scale, but just as powerful. Mindset shift. The biggest impact that first 10k had on me wasn't just financial, it was mental. It shifted my mindset because if I could get to 10k, then I could get to 100k. It became real. It boosted my confidence and it was backed by simple math. The longer I stick with it, the easier it gets. You start to see the world differently. Opportunities pop up to grow your next 10k faster. Every little tailwind, a raise, a birthday gift, a small bonus, you start thinking, cool, I'll set aside a percentage of that for my investments. That PlayStation collecting dust in the corner, sold, money added to the investment pile. New ways to earn, inside or outside your job, start revealing themselves. And over time, good fortune shows up too. Maybe it's a small inheritance. Maybe you win something. Maybe a friend puts you onto a great side hustle. But the key is, you've trained yourself to think differently. The next time you get some unexpected money, whether it's a raise, birthday gift, or even just a little cash left over at the end of a month, you know exactly what to do with it. You don't act on every impulse to buy something. Cook at home a bit more, and suddenly at the end of the month, you've got more left over than you thought. Yes, you should absolutely have an emergency fund. But even if things crash and burn, you still have that voice in your head, that mindset, that belief that you know how to rebuild. And that's something no one can take from you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to dive deeper into why your first 100k gets you a quarter of the way to $1 million, check out this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment if this shifted your mindset even just a little.